Today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of genre, subgenres, and genre mashing. A genre, which is sometimes called a main genre, a supergenre, or a composite genre, is a category of fiction. Some examples are mystery, romance, western, women's fiction, horror, science fiction, fantasy, and even picture books is a genre in which the story is told primarily through pictures. There are genres, and then there are age groups or target audiences to which you're writing, like children's, middle grade, young adult, men's, women's, etc. These types of categories are not technically genres. Usually, when you pitch a story to an agent or editor, or if you self-publish, you're going to have to give an target audience and a genre. So you need to know both, but today we're talking about genres. A subgenre is a subcategory within a specific genre. For example, historical romance, cyberpunk, sports fiction, epic fantasy, legal thriller, paranormal, hard science fiction, urban fantasy, dystopian, etc. All of this can get very subjective depending on who you're talking to. For example, some people consider science fiction and fantasy supergenres with their own long lists of subgenres, but some people say that both science fiction and fantasy are subgenres of the umbrella category called speculative fiction. Similar confusions arise within the mystery genre. Are mystery, suspense, and thrillers each their own supergenre, or are they subcategories of the mystery genre? Again, it depends on who you're talking to. If you're pitching a novel or you're in the query stage, you might pitch it a certain genre, and then later, when you're actually going to pub board, they might call it a different genre, and by the time you're published, the publisher might decide to put it in a different subgenre. Don't worry too much about this right now. I'm going to talk about how to choose your genre in the next video. For now, if you're trying to pitch a book to a publisher, all you really need to know is what section of the bookstore it would be shelved in. Genre mashing, also known as mashups, cross-genres, or hybrids, they blend together the elements or themes of two or more major genres. This is kind of like subgenres, except that they tend to combine two or more supergenres. Things like romance with pretty much anything, historical romance, fantasy romance, sci-fi romance, also historical fantasy, magical realism, sci-fi thriller, space opera, and time travel. Some authors consistently write in a very specific cross-genre, and some authors who are very loyal to their genre or subgenre will sometimes blend in plot or theme elements from another genre. An example of this would be an epic fantasy novelist who decided to write a story about an apocalyptic event in their story world. So that would be a mashup of epic fantasy and apocalyptic genres. The same author might write another epic fantasy novel, but this time the plot centers around the mystery of someone who is murdered, and they won't find out till the end. So that would be mashing together the genres of epic fantasy and mystery. This can be a really fun way of writing outside your genre without actually doing so. My list of genre examples was by no means exhaustive. I tried to just list a few in each section. If you want to find more, or if you're curious to find master lists, Google it. You can find all kinds of lists and subgenre lists for just about anything on the internet. Google list of genres or genre mashing or subgenre master list and you'll find it. In the next video, we'll talk about how to choose a genre.